passenger side when I opened the door, and they're like, what are we gonna do with him? And I was like, what do you mean? They're like, he's dead. And I was like, no, they gave him a sedative. And then I was like, no, just get him in, let's see what we can do, you know. This is like 5 minutes since I saw him take his last breath, so I was like hoping that they can do something, you know. So they're like, okay, they give him a sedative, okay, so they put him in a wheelchair, and they like rolled him up, put him on the table. They're like, all right, everybody out, whatever. They did whatever they could. And they come out, and they're like, hey, who's responsible for the man? And then my mom was like, nah, she could deal with this shit. So my mom was like, went to a hallway, and my sister went to go sit in the stairs, and then and I was like, oh, I'll be responsible for him. What's going on? They're like, look, we tried everything that we could. He didn't make it. And I'm like, at that point, I lost all my feelings, everything that I could feel, like happy, sad, everything. I became so numb. I was like, what's next? And she said, well, you need to find somebody to come pick up the body so that you guys can decide what you guys are going to do. Because in TJ, they just like, if he died like 2 hours ago, you can burn him right now and send him away. So they were like, all right, well, let's figure out what we're going to do. And I'm like, oh, hold the fuck on. Like, we got to call family members. Yeah. We got to let people know. Like, I'm like, wait. And she's like, okay, well, I need you guys to figure out what you guys are going to do. This is like at 5:11. My dad was pronounced dead at 5:11 p.m. on February 13th. So I'm going like, all right, well, here's the hard part. Just telling my mom that my dad didn't make it. Seeing my dad die was hard, don't get me wrong, but I was completely numb. It was like he gave me power or strength or whatever, but you know, it was like the scene of a fucking, like a scary movie. It's like this place was about to shut down, so the hallways are all like lit down, and like, you know, my mom's over there in one of the hallways, she's like con un rosario, you know, they were chilling with the rosary and like praying in the bottom, and she's like praying, and then I walk up to her and I was like, Mama. She's like, fucking praying. I was like, Mama, and she's like, look up. She looks up at me, she's like in the ground and stuff, and she's like, ¿Qué pasó, mijo? And then I was like, mi papá no la armó, no la hizo. Dude, she just fucking lost her shit, bro. And I'm like, fuck. And then she's like, no, like, ¿por qué? And like, starts going crazy. And I'm like, Mama, like, calm down. Like, we need to calm down. My sister's over there. Like, we don't want her to get sick. And, you know, and she was like, okay, mijo, okay. No, I'm going to be strong so that we can be strong for Becas, because that's what they call my sister, Becas, you know? Mm-hmm. And I'm going like, all right, I'm okay, let's go. And my mom, like, you know, she put her big girl pants on and was like, all right, let's do this, you know? And then we went to the hall, and then my sister's sitting in the stairs, and I'm like, hey, Becas. And she's like, ¿Qué pasó, negro? And I was like, hey, are you okay? And she's like, yeah, what happened? And I was like, hey, my dad didn't make it. I've never seen somebody seem so frantic and like just like shaking, like they're about to explode, you know what I mean? Like just about to explode. I'm going like, hey, like calm down, like. And I used my mom with her. I was like, hey, my mom can get sick, she can get, you know, bad, you know, whatever. And then she's like, oh, no, tell me it's not true, like I don't want to hear about this, I don't want to. And then next thing you know, she's like, I'm gonna go outside, I need some air. So we went outside, and she's like, ugh, and then she just like threw up, but it was nothing but blood. It was just blood, not even spit or mucus. No, it was blood, straight blood. And I start tripping. At that point, I'm going like, what the fuck is going on? I'm going like, oh shit, like what would I do? So I called the doctor. I was like, hey, she just like threw up a bunch of blood. Like, what's going on? And she was like, oh, it's because her organs from the shock or whatever it was, I don't know, but like they all like compressed and like pushed blood up from the stomach.
That's fucking crazy, dude.
The doctor said you can die from a heartbreak. Yeah, and I was like, what? She's like, yeah, you can die from a heartbreak. Like, that's a real thing. And she was like, I need to give her like un calmante, you know, like to calm her down because it's too much for her. And I'm going like, what the fuck is going on? I got my mom crying over there. I got family over there crying. I got my sisters just fucking throwing up blood. And then my brother-in-law's like, where are you guys? And I'm like, fucking, what the fuck is going on? You know, I'm like, dude, I know exactly what you're talking about, bro. Like, that shit, that's that shit that, like, I think about all the time, and I go like, fuck. Like, how the fuck did I make it to that point? Like, how did I do that? How did I... And then from that point, I became so numb. I disappeared. I just remember, like, that was in February. I remember, like, in August, close to September, waking up and going like, wait, what the fuck just happened? Like, where all this time go? I don't remember birthdays. I don't remember nothing. I don't remember anything. And then I'm going like, shit, what the fuck happened? And then I was still doing the giveaways. I was still doing all this shit.
Yeah, dude.
And I go back on my Instagram. I'm like, what the fuck, dude?
Yeah.
Like, you know, I went on my binge. I disappeared. I started fucking blacking out on my drinking. I was fucking like, you know, I was, and you know, I got a lot of love for you guys because I would go down to Border X and you guys would make sure, like, hey, are you okay? Like, yeah, I'm okay. Like, and even be like, all right, I think you're good. Like, you know, like, be like, you're good. And I'd be like, all right, I'm going home. And like, you know, like, check me and stuff, but I was still being stupid and stubborn, and I would walk to here and go to the liquor store and still get an 18-pack or whatever. So that's that shit that I was trying to prevent, you know. And but luckily now that I see it and I'm moving forward from here, from all that, I'm moving forward, going like, okay, you know what? I went through that. I progressed from that. It's time to learn from that. And how can I help with that? You know,
yeah.
with what is offered to me, and luckily, you know,
the healing process is now getting
it's starting.
It's starting, and it takes a while, dude. I remember a lot of people. I think it's like I've said it before. Like when you go through, like it's crazy. It's crazy when you're, you know, your tia could die. It doesn't hit you that hard. Your cousin can die. It doesn't hit you that hard. But once
it hits you as hard as you think it's ever gonna hit you.
But once your parent passes away, it's like a feeling of like, where the fuck am I gonna go from here?
You begin to float.
Yeah, but like at least for me, at least for us, it was like, it wasn't like a blow, like it was like one day to another. Yeah. It was like it's like a suffering stage. I remember that, dude. I'm not like here saying like, you know, I put like I don't this is the thing I tell people, and they're like, because some people are like, oh, I'm still taking care of my mom, I'm still taking care. I was like, dude, enjoy it. Enjoy it, dude. Enjoy while it lasts, dude, because we're all going in that direction. Yeah, dude. That doesn't matter. It doesn't matter who we are. We're all going in that direction, but just enjoy it, dude. Enjoy the time you got with your parent, dog. Like I mean, or whoever's like holding you up, and just enjoy it, dude.
Dude, the little kids that hit me up, and they're like, hey, can I get a free skateboard? I'm like, hey, have you told your mom you love her? I'm like that, dude. I'm real like that. I can show you messages, and that's what I do. I'm like, have you told your mom or your dad that you love them? And they're like, oh, I'll tell you right now. And they'll send me videos of themselves running up, and like if they live with their grandma, they're like, Nana, mira, un saludo, te quiero, Nana. Like, you know what I mean? They like hug their Nana or hug their mom, I love you, or say goodnight. And like, dude, that little thing right there, you know, just appreciate the people that you have around you. Yeah, bro. The people that say I love you, the people that fucking are genuine when it comes to friendship. You know what I'm saying? Remember one day I told you, I pride myself in my friendship. Like, I'll try to check up on you. I'll try to be like, hey, what are you doing, bro? Like, what's going on? And it doesn't necessarily mean like, hey, let's go out to drink. It's like, no. It's like, hey, dude, what are you doing? How are you, bro? Like, how, you know what I mean? I do that. That's what I do. Because that shit takes a toll on people, you know? Right? Yeah. All this, dude, this whole quarantine thing, this whole bullshit is taking a toll on some people. Imagine how many people have killed themselves, bro, because they don't have people to reach out to say, hey, Diego, how you doing? Hey, what the fuck was that? Pop it open.
And it's I think mental health month, right? Is it mental health month?
Mental health awareness month. Yeah, I think I know what you're talking about.
Yeah. Oh no. And you know, in general, I guess we want to end the show on a good note. And
bring it all back up.
Yeah, bring it all.
Let's bring it back up. Let's bring it back up because that was heavy.
That was heavy.
But I think a lot of people that haven't heard the story of your dad are going to be aware of this. And you inspired me to do something that I think I've been wanting to do, and I don't think I have. So,
and for as heavy as a story as that is, and as heavy as a moment of that life of your life as this has all been, that we've because we kind of started talking about it in the beginning, and we've now gone through the whole thing of it. And as heavy as that is, I'm super proud of you for taking that feeling and taking that negative energy and being able to turn it into something positive.
For sure.
And being able to put back and to be, so many people don't. And so many people fall into this, I can't explain it.
Like they fall into a really crazy adventure.
Because I can use this as an excuse to start shooting up and
absolutely
say, oh fuck everything, I'm gonna start going crazy and this, my dad died and I'm going through this break with my girl and fucking everybody's leaving me. I can make everything look as negative as I want it to be, but you're right, I take it and I go okay, I'm gonna keep this going, I'm gonna whatever I can push forward as far as positivity, I'm gonna do it. You know what I mean?
And that's beautiful, dude. 100% it really is.
Yeah. Because it's tough. But, don't get me wrong. I still fight with my shit too,
Absolutely.
It's an ongoing battle, and it's not a one day to another thing.
Yeah.
And once you realize, your dad is somewhere and he's, looking upon you. Because I still believe in another dimension.
Yeah, for sure,
stuff.
absolutely.
And for me, every time I accomplish something, I'm like, yo, these fools are looking down on me, and they're like, yo, look at what we as a unit created. Look at who this guy is. Look at who this guy is. He could have gone, and that's the thing with other people here in the neighborhood. It's look at who. That's why I tell everybody. That's why I tell all these guys that want to bang on me or bang on anybody. Yeah, this is my hood. Yeah, dude, what have you done for the hood? Yeah. What have you have you and I don't ask that question to anybody because you only know what you've done. Because other fools have that I've known have done a lot more for the hood than I have, but that's not me calling people out.
Same here to me, man. For sure. Same.
That's not me calling you, but the fact that that we make a difference in somebody else's life, that's the only thing that matters. I don't care. I don't care for recognition and stuff. It's just the fact that you made somebody, be a better individual,
Yeah, and we're just putting a little grain of salt because I wasn't the first person to do any of this. As I started doing it, people started getting involved, and I started meeting people Paradox Crypto owner Ari Gold. He he was one of the first people. If you see the video, the little mini documentary, whatever they did for me or whatever, he's the guy that's there's one of the skaters, one of the older guys, and he was one of the first people to touch down and say, hey, whatever I can help you with, I'll help you. He gives me he gave me rolls of grip tape, how the skate shops get them, and was here you go. This is my way to help you. Overload Skate Shop gives me the craziest, most ridiculous prices on skateboards to be able to afford to buy a skateboard. Slappy's Garage, they help me out a lot as well. Arts and Rec, they've helped here and there, but I've been more in contact with Slappy's and Overload and Paradox Grip Tape and the Free Art Foundation. We're umbrellaed under them, so if anybody wanted to donate say $10,000, I don't know, but we're umbrellaed with them, and they would help us out do all the right paperwork and all that stuff, and these people are these companies and everything finding out they didn't need to know anything. They just knew they were already doing this type of stuff. The Do Good Foundation was doing that. Like they were already doing like 15 years ago, giving away skateboards and like doing other stuff. The Do Good they do for like Christmas. They set up like little tables and they do like Christmas